Elias Gray believed fear was just a memory. Wynthorne's shadows proved him wrong. A Maryland town gripped by fog hides secrets in every home. The Watcher twists reality itself. Haunted by a childhood intruder, Elias, a journalist, seeks truth. Each step warps his mind. A guard's panic, a stained wreck, snowy tracks, a Christmas ambush. Clues point to a cult serving an entity that knows your dread. With Nora, Clara, and a fractured team, Elias faces horror that bends time. The Watcher's power grows. A void threatens all. Dive into Wynthorne's shadows. Question everything. If reality frays, truth vanishes. Wynthorne's secrets await. The darkness calls for answers. Elias Gray's sedan cut through Wynthorne's fog. It was November 22nd, 2024. His knuckles gripped the wheel. A journalist chasing vanishings. Elias held clippings tightly. His heart pounded. At 10, an intruder's shadow had frozen him. His mother's scream scarred him. Wynthorne promised elusive healing. At a diner, Clara spoke of a warehouse guard's terror. She described a figure with wrong eyes. Elias's pen trembled. Fear surged. Had he locked his car? His journal read, "It's calling me." Clara's dread echoed his own. The town's silence felt alive. Driving to the warehouse, a clock froze. Time slowed. Truth became Elias's obsession. A hidden force summoned him. Fog hid answers. Eyes watched. Absorbed Elias's resolve. A hidden force summoned him. Wynthorne's fog hides a growing threat. Rain soaked Elias inside Wynthorne's warehouse. Clara's tale of Amos drove him. His flashlight flickered. Shadows shifted. A scrape stopped him. It sounded deliberate. Flashback. His childhood bedroom. Footsteps closed in. A camera showed a silhouette. It was too tall. His breath caught. Fear spiked. Had he been followed? A knife gleamed. Its handle bore a jagged circle. Footsteps circled. He spun. Nothing. Only eyes in his mind. His journal read, "It's here." A crate fell. Elias fled. He clutched the knife. Fog pulsed outside. Amos's terror became his own. The symbol haunted him. His obsession grew. Amos was next. Elias's mind faced relentless doubt. The warehouse hummed. Time bent. The symbol's power gripped Elias's mind. His sanity faced a relentless test. A presence lingers in the darkness. Elias found Amos in a motel. It was November 23rd, 2024. Amos's eyes were sunken. Over coffee, he relived the warehouse. Rain fell. A figure with wrong eyes appeared. A jagged circle marked the glass. Elias's knife matched it. His heart raced. Flashback. Hiding under his bed. Helpless. Amos spoke of a quarry. His voice broke. "It sees me," he warned. Elias's journal read, "Paranoia consumed me." His childhood fear screamed, "Run." The symbol tied Amos to something ancient. Fear surged. Had he secured his room? Amos's terror mirrored his own. Amos hid vital truths. The quarry called. Elias's obsession blinded him. Flashback. His mother's scream. Truth eluded Elias's grasp. Madness loomed as a constant threat. The symbol felt alive. Truth eluded Elias's grasp. Madness loomed as a constant threat. Amos conceals a dangerous secret. On December 3rd, 2024, Elias's headlights hit a truck. It blocked Wynthorne's road. His flashlight traced tire tracks into the woods. A wrecked car showed crimson stains. Flashback. His childhood intruder loomed. Drag marks vanished. A man stumbled forward. His eyes were desperate. "Run," he gasped. Elias fled. His heart hammered. His journal read, "I abandoned him." The sheriff dismissed it. Elias saw the jagged circle on a tree. Fear spiked. He checked his car's locks twice. The man was Samuel Holt. He was missing. Samuel shared Amos's fate. A text buzzed. "Stop digging." Elias's fear roared. "You're hunted." His obsession pushed him back. Samuel's rescue faded from reach. A mark bound Elias to danger. The symbol pulsed. Time slowed. Samuel's rescue faded from reach. A mark bound Elias to danger. The woods hold Samuel's mystery. Elias returned to the crash site. It was December 4th, 2024. Police tape fluttered. Samuel's name haunted whispers. A 1987 article tied a wreck to the jagged circle. Flashback. Elias at 10. Frozen. His phone buzzed. Seen. Fear gripped him. Had he secured his motel? In the woods, a clearing held the circle. It was carved on stone. Shadows danced. Time skipped. His watch stalled. His journal read, "Reality's breaking." Samuel became the Watcher's prey. Elias's obsession drowned fear. Doubt crept. His eyes betrayed subtle distortions. Flashback. His mother's plea. Hide. The clearing pulsed. Eyes hid. Samuel's fate eluded Elias's search. Doubt clouded his every perception. The symbol spread was no coincidence. Samuel's fate eluded Elias's search. Doubt clouded his every perception. Reality frays in the clearing. Elias uncovered Lila Morse's tale. It was from December 24th, 2019. Snow circled her cabin. Footprints tightened. Wet tracks led to her bed. A jagged circle marked the sill. She fled. She was haunted. On January 10th, 2025, Elias entered. Snow fell. The circle was fresh. Watch was carved. Flashback. His childhood intruder's breath. A creak sounded above. His journal read, "It's alive." The attic held Lila's photo. Her eyes were scratched. Time slowed. The air pulsed. Fear surged. Had he been followed? The cabin watched. The Watcher's whisper was faint. Lila's fate remained uncertain. Elias's obsession burned. Sleep faded. Flashback. His mother's scream. Lila's survival remained uncertain. The Watcher claimed her as prey. Snow hid truths. Dread lingered. Lila's survival remained uncertain. The Watcher claimed her as prey. The cabin conceals Lila's truth. On December 24th, 2023, Nora Tate hid in her Wynthorne home. Footsteps crunched outside. Rocks shattered windows. A man's eyes pierced the glass. "The eyes choose," he hissed. Nora clutched her phone. Her heart pounded. She whispered to police. A jagged circle scarred a rock. Elias met Nora on January 12th, 2025. Her fists were tight. She trained in self-defense. She reclaimed power. Nightmares lingered. "He watched me before," she said. Her voice was steady. Elias's journal read, "Her fire's my shame." Their eyes met. A spark flickered. Her attacker resembled Samuel. His obsession grew. Fear spiked. Had he secured his car? Flashback. His childhood failure. The stalker's identity eluded them. Danger shadowed Nora's every step. The Watcher's whisper pulsed. The stalker's identity eluded them. Danger shadowed Nora's every step. A shadow stalks Nora's past. Elias scoured Wynthorne's library. He found Edith Crane's 1962 journal. A cult served the Watcher. It devoured fear. The jagged circle marked it. A fire ended them. Symbols lingered globally. Ancient fear gods echoed. Flashback. Elias at 10. His name was whispered. Clara sent a fresh warehouse circle. Ezra Holt was Samuel's grandfather. His son perished for the Watcher. It warps you, Ezra warned. Elias's journal read, I became its tool. Fear grew. He checked windows thrice. The cult lived. It tied Nora, Leela, Samuel. The Watcher thrived in shadows. His obsession drowned sleep. Reality bent. Flashback. His mother's scream. Had he found their sight? The whisper grew. Time slipped. The cult's sight held answers. The Watcher's grip tightened on Elias. The cult's reach spans the globe. On January 15th, 2025, Elias entered the warehouse. The jagged circle glowed. A whisper called his name. It chilled him. Flashback, his childhood shadow. The circle-carved knife felt alive. A note appeared. The Watcher knows. His journal read, I'm slipping. Fear surged. Had he bolted his door? Clara brought another note. Leave. Her fear begged retreat. Elias's addiction burned. Truth over life. Flashback. His mother's tears. The motel clock stopped. Reality frayed. A mark branded Elias's fate. The cult site was next. His mind warped. Eyes hid in shadows. His journal read, humanity slipped from grasp. Clara's terror was his fault. The Watcher's whisper pulsed. A mark branded Elias's fate. Madness threatened his fragile mind. Shadows erode Elias's sanity. Edith's journal led Elias to the cult's site. It was January 20th, 2025. Wynthorne's woods were silent. Circles on stones pulsed. His flashlight shook. Fear was high. Flashback. His name was whispered. A charred tree bore fresh symbols. Footsteps circled. A cloaked figure's eyes glinted. Time skipped. His watch died. Elias ran. Branches clawed. His journal read, It chose me. Photos showed an eyeless face in the trees. The cloak matched Nora's attacker. His addiction pushed him. Sleep was gone. Flashback. His mother's voice. Hide. The woods pulsed. Reality bent. Had the Watcher waited? The cult's ritual was near. Danger lived. The Watcher awaited Elias's return. Its presence haunted the silent woods. A figure hunts the silent woods. Elias confronted Sheriff Boone. It was January 22nd, 2025. He showed circle photos. Boone scoffed. His hands shook. A 1975 report tied his brother to the cult. Elias tailed Boone to a barn. He saw him with a cloaked figure. Maps showed circles. They were global. His camera caught it. Boone's eyes found him. Elias fled. His journal read, Trust is dead. Flashback. His childhood betrayal. Boone's role remained unclear. Fear surged. Had he secured his car? Nora and Clara were at risk. His addiction blinded him. The barn held truths. Danger loomed. Trust eroded among them all. The Watcher's pulse grew. Reality frayed. Boone's allegiance stayed unclear. Lies endangered Nora and Clara. Boone's secrets endanger them all. At the diner on January 25th, 2025, Elias showed Clara the barn photo. She gasped. It was her uncle Silas's ring. The Watcher haunted her childhood dreams. It promised power. Silas blamed her for their brother's cult death. His abuse scarred her. Elias's journal read, "I broke her." Nora's attacker was Silas. Clara begged Elias to stop. His addiction roared. Truth over her pain. His motel was trashed. A note read, "Perish." Flashback. His mother's scream. The cult entangled Clara's past. Her fear mirrored his. His cynicism grew. She was a risk. Had she faced Silas? The ritual site loomed. Fear spiked. The door demanded constant checks. The cult entangled Clara's past. Her fear risked a fatal betrayal. Silas's shadow binds Clara's fate. Elias reached Silas's cabin. It was January 27th, 2025. Circles and maps covered walls. Silas's journal raved of the Watcher. His childhood abuse made it his savior. Flashback. Elias was paralyzed. Silas entered. He muttered about a chosen. His ring confirmed Clara's tale. Elias followed to a cave. Its circle pulsed. Candles lit an altar. Silas's journal fell. "You," Silas roared. He lunged. Elias escaped. His journal read, "He's not the end." Flashback. His mother's plea. The cave was the cult's heart. Silas served another. Had Elias escaped a trap? His addiction burned. Clara's pain was ignored. The Watcher's pulse warped time. Reality slipped. The cave guarded cult secrets. A trap awaited Elias's return. Silas obeys a sinister force. Elias met Nora on January 30th, 2025. Her apartment was fortified. Her ambush drove her to train. She researched the cult. She defied fear. Nightmares lingered. Her eyes met Elias's. Trust sparked. She found a blog tying the circle to the Watcher's eyes. Elias showed cave photos. Nora recognized Samuel. His journal read, "She's my strength." Samuel's mind seemed enthralled. Nora joined. Her fire shamed Elias's cynicism. A shadow passed. His phone buzzed. No hiding. Flashback. His childhood failure. Their bond deepened. It was unspoken. Fear surged. Had he secured the door? Samuel's fate tested Nora's resolve. Rage fueled her relentless pursuit. The cave called. The Watcher's pulse lived. Samuel's fate tested Nora's resolve. Rage fueled her relentless pursuit. Nora's strength masks a mystery. On February 1st, 2025, Elias and Nora entered the cave. Eyes were carved in walls. The circle pulsed. A ledger named Nora, Samuel, Leela. Elias's journal read, "I became chosen." A pulse shook them. Silas and Boone argued about an opening. Boone wavered. Silas was obsessed. Elias grabbed the ledger. A collapse triggered. They fled. Dust choked them. The cave sealed. The ledger planned a full moon ritual. Fear was fuel. Flashback. Elias was frozen. Fear spiked. Had he secured his car? Boone's doubt was a clue. The cult led. Reality bent. The ritual's power grew unchecked. Their fear strengthened the Watcher's grip. The cave's secrets threatened doom. Elias and Nora confronted Boone. It was February 3rd, 2025. They showed the ledger. Boone admitted his brother's cult death drove him to infiltrate. The Watcher's whispers bound him. He swore sabotage. He showed a clearing map. Elias's journal read, "He's a liar." Flashback. His childhood trust broke. Silas struck the diner. He targeted Clara. They found her shaken. A circle was carved. Boone vowed protection. His eyes darted. Nora's hand steadied Elias. His trust anchored him. His addiction pushed forward. Fear was high. Had he secured his car? Clara's safety hung in doubt. The Watcher's pulse warped time. Reality frayed. Clara's safety hung in doubt. Boone's word carried hidden risks. Boone's motives remain shrouded. At a safe house on February 5th, 2025, Clara confessed. Silas was abused. He saw the Watcher as salvation. He blamed her for their brother's ritual death. Her childhood dreams showed its eyeless gaze. She fled Wynthorne. She returned for her mother. A photo showed Samuel with Silas. He was a cultist. Elias's journal read, "She's a risk." Flashback. His failure. Nora urged Clara to guide them. Her fear was raw. His cynicism grew. Clara was weak. Had she faced Silas? The full moon was near. The ritual was unclear. Fear surged. The door demanded constant checks. The Watcher's pulse lived. Reality bent. Silas's shadow haunted Clara's mind. Her betrayal loomed as a threat. Clara's fear hides a deeper truth. On February 7th, 2025, Elias, Nora, and Clara searched Silas's ruined home. Clara traced circles. She trembled. A tunnel led to a chamber. Candles surrounded the circle. Samuel's journal named Nora chosen. Silas hissed. Too late. They fled. The house burned. Silas erased traces. Clutched a clearing map. Clara's eyes were haunted. Elias's journal read, "I'm losing them." Flashback. His cowardice. The tunnel's eyes pulsed. Time skipped. Nora's touch anchored him. Trust was deep. His addiction ignored Clara's pain. Cynicism rose. Had Silas outpaced them? The Watcher's pulse warped reality. Danger lived. The clearing held their fate. Silas outpaced their every move. The tunnel leads to a trap. At a motel on February 8th, 2025, Elias, Nora, and Clara planned. The clearing's ritual was tomorrow. Elias sent the ledger to Lena. It ensured exposure. Nora pushed for police. Elias distrusted Boone. Clara said Silas feared betrayal. A video showed Amos bound. Silas snarled. "Come." Elias's journal read, "My obsession dooms them." Flashback. His failure. His addiction endangered Amos. Sleep was gone. Nora's gaze held trust. It grounded him. Clara refused to stay. Guilt drove her. The full moon loomed. The Watcher's pulse was alive. Had he secured the car? Amos's rescue seemed out of reach. The Watcher thrived on their fear. Truth was all. Amos's rescue seemed out of reach. The Watcher thrived on their fear. The ritual endangers their lives. On February 9th, 2025, Elias, Nora, and Clara reached the clearing. The full moon glared. Silas led cultists. Amos was bound. Samuel chanted. His eyes were blank. Clara accused Silas of betraying their brother. Chaos erupted. Elias freed Amos. Nora filmed a shadow. It was eyeless. It pulsed. Cultists screamed. Time warped. Elias's journal read, "I summoned it." Flashback. His childhood fear. Nora's yell snapped him. They ran. Samuel broke free. The shadow's pulse crushed. Reality bent. Silas fled. The gate flickered. Amos gasped. "It's open." Nora's hand gripped Elias's. Trust was vital. Had Samuel escaped? His addiction fueled this. Cynicism blinded him. Samuel's freedom remained uncertain. The Watcher claimed his fragile mind. A void stirs beyond the gate. On February 10th, 2025, Elias, Nora, Clara, Amos, and Samuel hid in a safe house. The Watcher's shadow haunted Elias's dreams. His journal read, "I'm its key." Nora's footage showed its eyeless form. Clara planned to flee. Her brother's death crushed her. Samuel said Silas used his sister's loss. Amos wanted out. Elias sent the footage to Lena. Boone denied ties. Nora's nightmares grew. Her strength frayed. Elias's journal read, "I've lost them." Flashback. His failure. His addiction cost sleep. Cynicism ruled. A Baltimore circle surfaced. Nora's trust held. A spark lived. Had he saved them? The team's unity crumbled fast. The Watcher manipulated Elias's actions. The team faces growing despair. An email on February 12th, 2025 showed a Baltimore circle. Nora found a post about Riley Voss. She was a missing teen. She sketched circles. Elias met Riley's sister Tara on the 14th. Her fear was raw. Riley whispered of eyes. Tara saw Silas. Elias's journal read, "I'm chosen." Flashback. His childhood shadow. A note in the alley read, "The Watcher rises." Fear surged. Had he been followed? Nora reported a Virginia circle. The cult was vast. His addiction risked Tara. Cynicism blinded him to her pain. Nora's voice anchored him. Trust was deep. Riley's rescue seemed beyond reach. Ancient texts hinted at fear-fed gates. Riley's rescue seemed beyond reach. The cult's grip tightened on her. Riley's visions fuel the cult's plans. Tara showed Elias Riley's journal. It was February 16th, 2025. It was scrawled with circles. "Eyes call," it read. A mill was named. It tied to Boone's map. At the mill, candles pulsed. Samuel fled. He dropped a locket. It held his sister's photo. Samuel bound Riley's fate. Elias's journal read, "I failed her." Flashback. His helplessness. Tara's fear echoed Nora's. His addiction pushed forward. Amos escaped a cult strike. Nora said Riley's visions mirrored Clara's. They hinted at a family tie. His cynicism ignored Tara's pain. Truth was all. Had they fallen into a trap? Nora's trust held. A spark lived. The Watcher's pulse warped time. The mill concealed a fatal trap. Riley's fate hung in the balance. Samuel's locket holds a clue. On February 18th, 2025, Elias and Tara entered the Baltimore mill. Circles led to a basement. Cultists chanted around Riley. Her eyes were vacant. Samuel led. His voice was hypnotic. Elias filmed. He signaled Tara. Silas roared, "You fuel it." Elias restrained Silas. Tara freed Riley. Samuel froze. He was torn. They fled. Riley muttered, "Eyes everywhere." Elias's journal read, "I'm breaking them." Flashback. His failure. The footage showed Samuel's pain. Samuel remained trapped. Riley named an equinox ritual. Tara's trust frayed. Elias's addiction risked all. Nora's text urged caution. Her bond was vital. Had Riley become its voice? The pulse lived. Reality bent. Riley's freedom eluded their grasp. The Watcher spoke through her voice. Riley's dreams conceal the truth. At a Baltimore safe house on February 19th, 2025, Riley trembled. She spoke of the Watcher's voice. Dr. Lynn saw cult control. Riley's eyes' dreams chilled Elias. His journal read, her dreads mine. Flashback, his shadow. Samuel's locket triggered Riley. He bound her. Nora said Amos was safe. Elias's footage went viral. Silas vanished. Riley named a Delaware ritual. Clara texted. She was terrified. Silas threatened her. Elias's journal read, I'm dooming them. Flashback, his failure. His addiction ignored Tara's pain. Cynicism grew. Nora's touch grounded him. Trust was deep. Had Riley's past trapped them? The Watcher's pulse warped reality. Time skipped. Riley's past held vital clues. The cult ensnared her fragile mind. The ritual draws Riley closer. Elias tracked Samuel to a Virginia motel. It was February 21st, 2025. A clerk recalled a quarry map. It was equinox marked. Elias's journal read, I lost him. Flashback, his inaction. At the quarry, circles and robes littered the ground. Samuel begged the Watcher for release. Elias hid. Fear spiked. Had he secured his car? Samuel fled. Riley said Samuel shielded her. His sister's cult death drove him. Nora found a 1990 quarry ritual. Elias's addiction cost Samuel. Cynicism blinded him. Riley's dreams named Elias. Time bent. Nora's voice anchored him. Trust was vital. Samuel's rescue faded from hope. The Watcher held his broken soul. Samuel's despair masks his intent. On February 23rd, 2025, Elias, Nora, and Tara scouted the Virginia quarry. Riley recovered. Circles pulsed. The whisper was alive. Samuel's journal told of Silas's control. The Watcher promised his sister's soul. A cave held a stained altar. The circle glowed. Boone appeared. He claimed he sought Samuel. Elias's journal read, he's poison. Flashback, his betrayal. Boone fled. Nora missed a warning. Fear opens it. The whisper surged. Shadows moved. Tara's resolve held. Nora doubted. Elias's addiction pushed. Fear was high. Had he secured his car? Samuel's trail led to danger. Boone's lies clouded their path. The altar pulses with dread. Elias cornered Boone in Wynthorne. It was February 25th, 2025. Boone confessed. His brother's ritual death drove him to infiltrate. The Watcher bound him. He freed Samuel. He stole a safe house key from the cult. The equinox would open a gate. Fear was its key. Elias's journal read, trust is gone. Flashback, his betrayal. The safe house held photos. Riley, Nora, Clara were marked. A Delaware lighthouse was Silas's base. Nora confirmed vanishings. Boone's eyes begged trust. Lies lingered. Elias's addiction pushed. Cynicism was high. Nora's pain was ignored. Her touch grounded him. Trust was vital. Had Boone betrayed them? Boone's trust offered false hope. The cult marked them as prey. The lighthouse harbors a trap. On March 1st, 2025, Elias, Nora, and Boone reached a Delaware warehouse. Circles were etched. Ritual tools and a lighthouse map confirmed the equinox. Boone scouted. He spotted Silas's guards. His glance chilled Nora. Riley texted. The Watcher named Elias. His journal read, "I'm its gate." Flashback. His shadow, Samuel's stained jacket, hinted at his fate. Cultists ambushed. Boone's error alerted them. Elias hid. He heard Silas' plan to open the void. Nora saved them. Her trust in Elias sparked. His addiction cost Boone's trust. Cynicism grew. The lighthouse loomed. The Watcher's whisper was alive. Had Samuel survived? Silas's plan endangered all existence. Samuel's survival hung in doubt. The void's power grows stronger. On March 2nd, 2025, Elias, Nora, and Boone watched the Delaware lighthouse. Shadows flickered. Boone suggested a sea tunnel. Nora whispered betrayal. Her eyes locked with Elias's. Trust was vital. Riley's dream of eyes haunted Elias. His journal read, "I'm leading them to death." They planned to film. Boone's steps were shaky. Flashback. His inaction. The tunnel's circles pulsed. Eyes were carved. Elias's camera shook. Fear was high. Had he secured the car, the equinox was tomorrow. The Watcher's whisper bent reality. The ritual's climax neared swiftly. Boone's plan carried hidden dangers. A shadow guards the tunnel. On March 3rd, 2025, Elias, Nora, and Boone reached the lighthouse's chamber. Cultists chanted around Samuel. Silas led. Elias signaled Nora to free Samuel. Boone joined Silas. He snarled, "The Watcher chose me." Elias's journal read, "I failed." Flashback. His betrayal. Nora freed Samuel. Silas summoned a shadow. It was eyeless. It pulsed. Cultists fell. Fear fueled it. Elias restrained Silas. Time warped. Boone's knife rose. He froze. His eyes were torn. Nora and Samuel fled. Elias ran. The shadow's whisper chased. Samuel gasped. "It needs me." The lighthouse shook. Boone's scream echoed. Elias's addiction cost Boone. Cynicism blinded him. Had Samuel escaped? Silas's escape fueled the cult's plans. Boone's betrayal dooms the lighthouse. Elias, Nora, and Samuel fled the lighthouse. It was March 3rd, 2025. The shadow's whisper was deafening. Samuel spoke of his sister's cult death. Silas bound him. Elias's footage showed the Watcher. His journal read, "It's me." Flashback. His shadow. They sent the video to Lena. Samuel said the Watcher opened gates with fear. Nora's nightmares surged. Her strength frayed. Elias's addiction cost Boone. Clara was missing. Police found bodies. Silas was gone. A Pennsylvania circle appeared. Elias's journal read, "I'm hollow." Flashback. His failure. His cynicism ignored Nora's pain. Truth was all. Had they stopped the Watcher? The Watcher's power grew unchecked. Clara's absence deepened their despair. Clara's loss fuels their dread. On March 5th, 2025, Elias and Nora reached a Baltimore hospital. Samuel was healing. Elias's footage exposed Wynthorne. Clara was gone. Riley joined. Her dreams named the Watcher's gate. A call came. Clara was wounded in Pennsylvania. She faced Silas. She stopped a ritual. Elias found her. Crimson pooled. A circle was nearby. "I saved you," she whispered. she faded. Elias's journal read, "I doomed her." Flashback, his failure. His addiction led her to Silas. Cynicism blinded him to her pain. Nora's tears mirrored his guilt. Had Clara's sacrifice sufficed? Riley's visions darkened. Samuel was silent. Silas escaped. The cult lived. Clara's sacrifice strengthened their resolve. The cult thrived despite her loss. Clara's fate drives their resolve. On March 7th, 2025, Elias, Nora, and Riley chased a Pennsylvania circle. Clara's death was a fire. A hiker vanished near a quarry. The circle was fresh. Elias found a stained cloth. His journal read, "No more." Flashback. Clara's sacrifice. Nora hacked cameras. She spotted Silas. Riley's dreams warned of a void. Her fear echoed Elias's. Jed was Amos's cousin. He spoke of gatherings. They tailed a van to a farmhouse. Lights were unnatural. Silas chanted, but Teen was bound. Shots forced their escape. Footage was vital. Elias's addiction pushed. Cynicism was high. Nora's pain was ignored. Had they avenged Clara? Clara's vengeance fueled their hunt. Silas's power grew with every ritual. Silas's cult tightens its grip. On March 9th, 2025, Elias sent the farmhouse footage to Lena. It sparked a federal raid. From a hill, he, Nora, and Riley watched agents storm the site. Cultists fought. Silas fled. He left a note. Eyes never shut. The teen, Caleb, spoke of an Ohio chapel gate. Elias found a map. Riley's dreams named a void. Nora traced Silas's Ohio ties. Elias's journal read, "I'm empty." Flashback. Clara's death. His addiction risked them. Nora's trust anchored him. Caleb was safe. The Watcher's whisper pulsed. Had they reached the chapel? The chapel's gate loomed near. Caleb's rescue exposed the cult's plans. The chapel's secrets await discovery. On March 12th, 2025, Elias, Nora, and Riley entered the Ohio chapel. Circles glowed. Candles flickered. The air lived. An altar bore eyes. Silas's journal said the Watcher opened voids. Riley whispered of eyes. Her dreams were vivid. A crypt's footprints led down. The whisper crushed. Boone appeared. He was hollow. "It's over," he rasped. He fled. He left a circle-carved dagger. Elias's journal read, "I'm its gate." Flashback. His shadow. Nora's strength frayed. Her trust was vital. The equinox was near. Silas was close. Had they stopped Silas? The chapel pulsed. Reality bent. Silas's ritual neared its climax. The crypt's secrets endangered them all. The crypt hides a deadly void. Elias chased Boone through Ohio fields. It was March 13th, 2025. He restrained him. Boone confessed. Silas threatened his family. It forced betrayal. He sabotaged rituals. He sought redemption. A ledger named Clara Leela. Boone pointed to a mill. It was the equinox site. Elias's journal read, "Trust is death." Flashback. His betrayal. The ledger convinced Nora, Riley. At the mill, Samuel hid. He warned of a final gate. Boone vowed to face Silas. Riley's dream screamed of a void. Elias's addiction pushed. Cynicism was high. Nora's pain was ignored. Had Boone saved them? Boone's redemption hung in doubt. The mill held the final gate. Boone's past clouds his motives. On March 14, 2025, Elias, Nora, Riley, Boone, and Samuel entered the Ohio mill. Silas led cultists. His dagger was raised. The circle glowed. Boone charged Silas. Chaos erupted. Elias broke the circle. Its light faded. Silas summoned a shadow. It was eyeless. It lived. Riley's scream fed it. Nora freed captives. Elias restrained Silas. Boone fought. He was struck down. "Run!" he gasped. The mill collapsed. They fled. The shadow flickered. Elias's journal read, "I lost him." Flashback. Clara's death. Silas vanished. The ritual broke. Had they defeated the Watcher? Riley's dreams lingered. Samuel's eyes haunted. Nora's trust held Elias. Boone's loss marked their fragile victory. The shadow lingers in the ruins. On March 15, 2025, Elias, Nora, Riley, and Samuel hid in a safe house. Boone's death was heavy. The mill's ruin was news. Silas's escape gnawed. Elias's footage sparked probes. His journal read, "I'm its tool." Flashback. His failure. Riley's dreams calmed. Fear lingered. Samuel sought therapy. His sister's loss scarred. Nora found a main circle. The cult lived. Elias's cynicism grew. Clara, Boone were gone for truth. Nora's strength inspired. Riley's visions were key. Had they exposed the Watcher? The Watcher's lie endured unshaken. Silas's escape strengthened the cult's resolve. The cult's power endures. On March 20th, 2025, Elias stood outside Wynthorne. It was unhealed. Maine was empty. A Canadian photo showed Silas. A circle was fresh. A decrypted cult text revealed the Watcher's plan. Fear opens a void to consume reality. Elias's journal read, "I was chosen." Flashback. His childhood intruder whispered his name. It was the Watcher's mark. Nora's reflection flickered. A circle glowed in her eyes. His screen flashed. "You're next." Nora hid a fatal truth. Silas's note read, "I serve another." Elias packed. Nora and Riley were ready. Doubt gnawed. Had he become the gate? The cult chose Elias as its gate. The Void's master remains unseen.